What I have here is a 97 Lexus ES300, and today I'm gonna be replacing the steering rack. There's no easy way to drain the power steering system without making a little bit of a mess. You could use a turkey baster to pull some of the fluid out of the tank. I'm just gonna be removing this hose right here from the steering pump, letting it drain out. Alright guys, I'm going to start by removing the 12mm bolt right there. Then I'm going to go ahead and remove the hose. So you have to remove the sway bar link just to be able to rotate the sway bar to clear the bolts that holds the steering rack. 14mm and the S25 bit. $17mm. Next, you want to repeat the same step, which is remove the sway bar link and the steering arm, the steering rack mounting bolt, which is right here, 19mm. You have one on each side. Alright guys, so I try removing the bolt, the steering rack mounting bolt. As you guys can see, one on each side. Turns out the sway bar is in the way, so the best thing to do is to just remove the sway bar, which is two 12mm on both sides, and that should give us complete access to the bolts that mount the steering rack. There's 2 12mm bolts on each side. We're going to remove that, and then that should be enough room and clearance to remove the steering rack mounting bolts. And you want to make sure you have your steering as straight as possible. When you remove it, you are probably gonna need it's a good idea to get an alignment after you replace your steering rack, but you want to keep it as straight as possible before, so at least it's drivable before you get an alignment. Once you have it as straight as possible, I just have a bungee right here. Now you can go ahead and start removing these on the bottom. These were a bit hard to break loose. So the passenger side is a bit trickier because the motor mount bracket is in the way, is in front of the bolt. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. The bottom of my bracket is right in front of the bolt. So you really cannot fit a socket there. You have to use a wrench. Alright guys, once you remove both steering rack mounting bolts, which is a lot harder to remove, they do come with a little lock. As you guys can see, it's broken. Once you get those out on both sides, now you want to move to removing the two lines, 17 millimeters. And then we're gonna remove the bolt from the steering column, and the rack is pretty much ready to come out. If you don't have these, you could pretty much use a wrench, 17 mil, but I'm gonna be using these. They're meant for flare fittings, as you guys can see. Pretty cheap on Amazon.
How you doing?
What's up, man?
How you been?
Yeah.
That's good, man.
Working, always working.
Customer's car or yours?
Oh, customers.
So, what's his advice for a bit of a detour from the river?
Yeah.
So, I got a question.
What's up?
The car kind of keeps on going into limp mode. Specifically during turns. I haven't done too much reading on it yet, but it kind of worries me that it's an issue with the transmission itself.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you pulled codes or anything?
It doesn't throw me any codes. I believe there's some stored ones. But I haven't.
Okay, so on the inside, you have a clamp right here, which is 13 millimeter. You want to remove this booth. I removed this little intake piece just to show you guys the steering column right here. And there you go. And that's off. It takes a while to get the right angle, but eventually you do get the right angle to get the rack out. So now you want to make sure to send you the right part. As you guys can see, it looks pretty similar. It did come with some new hardwares, so I don't have to switch over those. So what I'm gonna do to get it as close as possible, I'm gonna count how many threads is on each side and try to do the same thing on the new one. Let's clean this a little bit. So it came with new endings but no locking nut, so I'm gonna reuse this lock nut. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. Alright, once you have the drag link installed, the rack is ready to go back in. The step is pretty much reverse what you did to remove. Make sure you don't forget 2 mounting bolts. 1 and 2 on the bottom. The 12mm rack bolt. Your fluid lines. Two 12mm right here on your sway bar. Double check, make sure everything is secure, the lines and the column. So depending on the part you get, if it comes with the fitting, make sure you install it. Oh yes, they have some? Alright. Now we just have to add fluid. Hey look, I got some help. Finally, when I'm all done. Yeah, I'm almost done. Make sure you use the appropriate fluid. It usually tells you what to use on the cap. Use Dexon type ATF. once you have a proper fluid level, let's go ahead and now and just put it back in the middle. Maybe one more. Alright, now we're center. You want to make sure none of your lines are leaking. Look pretty dry. Make sure everything is secure. Double check, triple check. Make sure there's no leak from the hose. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for rocking with your boy. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.